Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy, we're back with FM23 and IFK Goteborg, and today we wrap up the Champions League phase with our last two games. First we're hosting Juventus, and then we are away against Real Madrid, and we're hoping that we can somehow beat Juventus. That will give us 9 points and might be enough for us to get top 24 in the Champions League. Otherwise, we're going to be going out, so we're going to need to find a way to defeat Juventus, because Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, nothing's going to happen there. We've got to try and find a way to beat Juventus, but there's been some major transfer news. I'll tell you about that in a second. As always, if you enjoy the videos, drop a like, leave comments, and subscribe. If you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on, check out the second channel down below, and let's jump into it. So in the last video, we did games 5 and 6 of the Champions League. We were very, very poor against AZ Alkmaar. We took an early lead, but then conceded 3. We lost 3-1, and we were very, very poor. I think we maybe could have got something here, but we were terrible. But thankfully, we bounced back with our first win of the campaign in France against Rennes. Zagala getting 3 goals in 2 games. So good for our centre-back, but need some goals from our centre-forwards. Or should I say centre-forward. We played some pre-season friendlies, and I think the team's in a good place match finished. I just noticed that Eric Andre scored 8 goals in that 16-0 win. That's crazy. So I think we're in a good place against Juventus. But like I said, there's been some major transfer news. Now, our transfer window doesn't open until the 1st of February, but we do have a few players that are going to be joining us. But Leslie Peters is now a Borussia Dortmund player after completing his loan back with us for the rest of the season. So Peters is no longer a Göteborg player. He got sold for £12.5 million. And also Hugo de la Cruz is no longer a Göteborg player. He was sold to Benfica and loaned back to us, so he's gone for £1 million. But yeah, he's also no longer a Göteborg player. But the worst news is we've lost Mauricio Mercado to Manchester United. They triggered his release clause, which was £3.3 million. He is now worth 60 to 70 million, which I'm thrilled about, but he's also earning £97,000 a week. So Mercado has unfortunately gone. One of the best strikers I've had in a long, long time in terms of regens, and he's gone unfortunately. He was already on a lucrative contract when we signed him as an 18-year-old. He wanted star player. We tried to sign him to a new deal. First of all, he wouldn't sign a new contract until our squad was significantly improved. And then he also wouldn't sign a contract because he said that our club lacked the financial muscle. Considering he's on almost 100 grand a week at Man United, I think he's got a point. But the problem also is when we signed him on the initial contract, there was an agent limited release clause, which we had to include. And Manchester United triggered it, so our hands were tied. There was nothing we could do. So that means that we've lost our best striker. Mathieu is still very, very good. Mercado was better, though. He won the Golden Boy trophy in the season because he got, I think, 23 goals in all competitions. So he won, like, European Golden Boy or whatever it's called for the best goal scorer in Europe. So that's a big loss, and he's already got 2 goals in as many games for Man United in the Premier League. So He's gonna be a Ballon d'Or winner, I think, in the future. He's gonna be an incredible player, I think. So we've got Juventus to take on. We're at home. We've got no Mercado. I think this is as good a time as any to change our system. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to a 4-3-3. The back 5 is pretty much going to stay the same. Dahlberg, Augustinsson, Barber, Zagala, and Sourdough are going to be the defence for today. But then we go into a midfield 3. Fredrik Nissen's going to play as an anchor in this one. Finn Stewart as the advanced playmaker on attack is the most advanced midfielder. Paul Boyle's not quite fully fit, so that's why he's not playing. And then we have Yusuf as a DLP on defence. Going to sit back a little bit, but still looking to create chances. Andrejka and Eric Andre stay out wide. Mathieu, the first choice striker. We're going to stay unbalanced. I'm going to keep this the same. I'm going to take off the focus play in the set pieces, though. We might go slightly narrower and take off the width, because otherwise these midfielders aren't really going to be doing anything. So I think that we'll go with this, and then we'll see. We'll have a play with it, because this is literally the first time that we're using it. So I don't know how it's going to do. We have faced Juventus before in the Champions League. I think we lost to them, but it was quite a close game. I think we lost 2-1. This one, if we can win this game somehow, I think we'll maybe in with a shot at getting top 24. But we'll see how the game goes. Juventus have not had a great Champions League. I think they were about 20th last I checked. So, you know, there's a chance here. There's an outside chance we could get something. We're keeping the ball well in the first quarter. Our passing's good. We just need to create those chances. I'm going to go positive. I'm being ballsy here. We're edging the possession. Our passing's good. I feel like we can maybe do something here. And we have our first highlight with 33 minutes on the clock. And Zuma has absolutely crunched. Oh, he's off. He's absolutely crunched Mathieu. And Juventus are down to 10 men. Kurt Zuma's been sent off a straight red card. Okay, half-time. The one and only highlight was Kurt Zuma's red card. There was not really a chance in the game. Possession is about the same, but both sides with sort of good passing, just nothing really been created so far. But Juventus have a 3 at the back with wing-backs and 2 defensive midfielders. So they're keeping a lot of men behind the ball and just the one striker up top with Vlahovic. So they're looking for the draw here. They want the 0-0 draw. So we're going to go a little bit more direct and try and go over the top of that back 7, essentially. But I'm also going to go slightly narrower. We're not going to go so wide. We're just going to make a few changes here. Keep the overlaps on because Saradogo and Augustinson are good going forward, although Augustinson, as a 35-year-old, is getting slower every day. We're going to push up the pitch a bit more as well now that we're up against the 10 men. So we have that high press. Let's start the second half and let's see if we can capitalise on this man advantage. Well, we're an hour in and we still haven't seen a highlight in this game. Unless you count Zuma's red card. There's not been a lot happening. We're going to make some subs. It's saying put floated and early crosses in. We're not going to do that. But let's make a few substitutions. Yusuf's going to come off. And we're going to bring on Boyle in the midfield. We're going to play him as Zala because we're going to have him sort of going out wide a little bit because, you know, the wingers are inverted. So just add that little bit of extra width. Mathieu has not had a great game. So he's going to come off and Kulikov's going to play up top. And Eric Andre is getting a bit tired out there. So Milic is going to play on the right-hand side. Melvin Berg is out injured. So he's not in the squad today. And with 69 minutes on the clock, we actually have some football to see here. Boyle looking for the ball there, but doesn't quite win it off of Locatelli. Here's Malacia. And here's Schutalo to Locatelli. And Juventus with the ball here, looking for that way through. Chiesa's got the ball, and Vlahovic is lingering on the edge of the 18-yard box. Here he is. He's controlled it, and it's smashed off the crossbar. And the first big chance of the game goes Juventus' way. Kulikov's going to struggle as that lone striker. He's so used to having someone next to him. This is the first time we've gone with a single striker formation in this game, in the save. So, you know, it's not going to be great. It's the first time we're doing it and we're against Juventus. But, I mean, it's 0-0. So, you know what? It's not going too badly. Here's Locatelli. And Juve looking for the chance here again. Schutalo takes it away from the defender. Pobega going for goal, but it's just wide. I'll go and attack him for the last 10 minutes because this is all or nothing. If we don't get a point in this one, I really don't see us getting enough points because Real Madrid away from home, I can't see us getting anything. We've got just minutes to go. Both sides have had just one shot on target and it's been a very, very poor game. I'll make my last change with Dominic coming on for Ondrejka. I do have one more change to make actually. Let's get off Nissen and let's bring on Morten Reaper. 3 minutes of injury time in what's been a pretty dull game, but a very tight game. A point at home against Juventus is a good result, but I don't think that's going to be enough for us to get through. That's going to put us on 7 points with a game to go, and that last game is against Real Madrid. But holding Juventus to a 0-0 draw is a good result. That's our 4th draw of this season. And as it stands, we are in 24th. So we might be able to do this, but we've got Real Madrid on our last game, and we've got 5 other teams on 7 points as well. All it would take is one of these teams, or maybe even a team further back to get a result, and we drop out of the top 24. 9 points has been like the target for this. We might be able to do it with less, but it's going to be extremely close. Okay, here we go. Last couple of days of the Champions League. We play on the Tuesday. So there are still some Wednesday fixtures, meaning that even after our match, we might not know if we've done enough to get through or not. Just a reminder of how the table looks. We are currently in 24th place with 7 points. I don't think 7 is going to be enough. I think we're going to need something here against Real, which is going to be very tough. But looking at previous seasons, 9 points last season, 9 the season before that, 9 in 2027, 8 points there. 8's there, so 8 or 9 points is going to be enough. If we can somehow get a draw, we might have enough, but I don't know. I really don't know. We're going to turn down that width once again. We're going to go a little bit more direct. We're going to keep this all the same. We're going to keep this all the same. We're going to just go into it, start balanced, see how it goes, and then take it from there. Real Madrid, of course, with a fantastic side, Courtois, Militao, Fofana, Camavinga, Valverde, Declan Rice in the side, Vinicius. You know, it's a free hit. 7 points might somehow be enough. I doubt it. But let's go into this and let's see what we can do. We're in the red. We're away from home at the Bernabeu. It's not often you get to play in the Bernabeu. And, you know, let's see what we can do. Okay, I just had a notification saying that my disk space was full, so everything stopped recording. I don't know how much has been missed when it stopped, but basically we're 1-0 down, an hour in. That's where we are. I don't know how much we've missed, but that's where we are. Corner kick for Raul here, Damsgaard. Gonzalo Ramos is at the far post, and it's headed in by Declan Rice, but Dahlberg is comfortable with that save. Now, can we go long maybe? Go direct? Or are you just going to hold on to it, Pontus? Come on, there we go. Long ball. Again, looking for a red shirt up front, but can't find one. Here's Vinicius. And it goes back to Wesley Fofana. Ibanez. Rice. Oh, looking for Ramos, and that's going to be 2-0. Good save, Dahlberg. Very good save. Another corner to defend. Damsgaard floating one, looking for Rice, but headed away by Pavlov Barbas, who's been doing pretty well for us in the air. Vinicius with the ball again here, though. Fofana to Camavinga. Rice. And given away. And Nissen now to Johansson. Can we break now? No. We can't even get out of our half. And Saudogo looking for the header there, but can't find it. Ramos with the header. Another good save, Dahlberg. I just saw Real Madrid have had 28 shots and 12 shots on target. That's mental. Though we're only 1-0 down. Camavinga. Damsgaard going to go for it from an angle here. Valverde with a free header at the far post. That's 2-0. And that will be game over. But you know what? It's been a decent effort from us. We've defended all right. But we haven't really been able to get forward. It's Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. It's a very one-sided game, and it always was going to be. Damsgaard, I thought he was going to go for goal himself, but Valverde was wide open at the far post. I'm going to bring on Van Hoof at left back just to give Augustinson a bit of a rest, because he's been absolutely bullied out there today, as has Saudogo on the right-hand side. It's not been a bad performance by us. I mean, considering this is Real Madrid, you know, it was always going to be very one-sided. But, yeah, 2-0 it's not horrible, honestly. 2-0 away against Real Madrid is just about par for the course, I think. And we're in, the last couple of minutes of normal time. They might get a third goal here, but even then, we lost 3-0 at home to Inter. We should have done so much better against Alkmaar. That was a disappointing result. Bratislava was a disappointing result. I think if we'd have been on our game, this is going to be 3-0 here. No, it's not. If we'd have been on our game, we would have got through. I think we should have done enough to get through. Because we should have beaten Slovan Bratislava. We should have done a lot better against Alkmaar. We're going to end with 7 points, which might be enough. I very much doubt it, but it might be enough. It's ended 2-0. I can't be too disappointed with that. Yeah, I agree with that. We were underdogs. We had a go. So, yeah, I don't think it's too bad. Let's see where we are. We have dropped to 25th, unfortunately, so we will miss out. We'll wait and see what happens in the Wednesday games, but I don't think we're going to have done enough, although it looks like it's going to be another close one. Last season was horrible. This season's been so much better. We won a game. We got 4 draws, and there's some games which I think we should have done a lot better. We were poor against Alkmaar. We should have beaten Bratislava, so that's the ones where we've been punished. There's the confirmation. We have been knocked out. Our final position was 27th, which is better than last year by a long shot, and 8 points would have been enough, so we were just 1 point short, which is disappointing considering some of our results. Like I said, we should have done better against Alkmaar and Bratislava. They didn't qualify either. Pretty good going. To get draws against Juventus and Ajax and Benfica, I think we've done very, very well there. So I'm not overly disappointed, but a couple of results there that maybe should have been better. I think on another day we could have got through. I'm just going to go forward to the end of the week, though, and see what happens with the Europa League and Conference League fixtures, as we do have a couple of other teams in Europe, and see how they did. Because I believe we have 2 teams in the Europa League, but I think the 2 Conference League sides might have been knocked out in qualifying. I just had to refresh my memory of that. So Malmö will go through to the knockout playoff round. They finished in 12th place with 4 wins out of 8. They defeated Sparta Prague, Maccabi Haifa, Celtic and Galatasaray. They lost to Leipzig and Ferencváros and got draws against Standard Liège and Club Brugge. So Malmö will be through to the knockout playoff round. The other side was Djurgårdens, but they will not be going through. They finished 27th like we did. They won just 1 game against Astana. They drew 4, so they've got the same number of points as we did. They suffered defeat to Shakhtar, Monaco and Club Brugge. So your Gunners will not be going through. I don't remember if our Conference League teams qualified or not. Let me check. They did not. So we didn't have any sides in the Conference League phase. So just 3 sides in Europe. Malmö, once again, the only side left. And they'll go through to the knockout playoff round in the Europa League. Hopefully they can get through that. Maybe go deep in the Europa League. We'll wait and see. So we had 2 sides in the Conference League. Hammarby went out in the 4th qualifying round and Harken went out in the 2nd qualifying round. So neither of those sides got through. So that does leave Malmö as the only Swedish side left in Europe. As for ourselves, we've got a new league season coming up. Our first game is against Landskrona, which we'll be playing next episode. And that is in April. So we've got a couple of months of transfers and pre-season games and cup games as well to try and, get ourselves ready. Do we stay with the 4-3-3 or do we go back to 2 strikers? Not quite sure. We have other up-and-coming centre forwards is the thing. Like if we have a look at this, we've got Johansson, we've got Atanakovic, we've got Zowie, we've got Alex Martins, Saki. So it's not that we don't have other strikers and we've got a whole transfer window to look for one. So we might try and find someone to play alongside Mathieu. We might stick with the 4-3-3. Not quite sure. We'll have a think about that off camera with these games off camera, a transfer window. We've got a few things to think about. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave comments, and subscribe if you haven't or if you're new. Turn notifications on. Check out the second channel down below. Champions League is at an end for now, but we'll be back, of course, in the summer as we won the league again. And yes, we will do a bit of stuff pre-season, transfers. We've got about 7 or 8 players that have joined us so far. I'm sure there'll be more to come. Maybe some sales as well. We've lost Mercado to Man United. That's a huge shame. But yeah, there'll be some transfer news next time. And maybe a system change. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure what I'll do. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.